Days are winding down to Decision 2020. Many Oklahomans have already cast their votes, but those who haven't will have their first opportunity on Thursday. Meanwhile, law enforcement will be on the lookout for disruptors at the polls. Tour Shoes' Mason Morrow has more on the potential for voter intimidation.
If they're attempting to disenfranchise people from their right to vote, then we're going to address that.
Illegal influence is abound for Oklahoma voters. The state election board alerted voters about a mass text disinforming people about changes to their polling places. A University of Oklahoma student tells our news partners at K4 she received a threatening email demanding she, quote, vote for Trump or else. Soon, the Sooner State could see intimidation at the polls.
Efforts to convince people who might have otherwise voted in person to go home.
Reports of potential voter intimidation at other early voting sites across the country. President Donald Trump calling on his supporters to, quote, watch very carefully has raised awareness at the polls.
I think some people might interpret that more informally.
Dr. Mata tells Two Works for You the confusion over poll watching could cause potential interference. He says poll watchers are chosen by each political party and designated official poll watchers by the state. In Oklahoma, Dr. Mata says the poll watchers are allowed to be inside the precinct for early setup and after the polls close. Any other time, it's illegal for them to be within 50 feet. Unofficial poll watchers are halted 300 feet from the precinct.
Potentially advocating on behalf of one candidate or another and observing people as they go inside.
Dr. Mata says voter intimidation isn't the easiest to enforce. As long as a vote influencer is 300 feet away and following the law, Dr. Mata says they can campaign to their heart's desire.
It certainly could be the case that people both respect election laws as they're formally designated and nevertheless make an effort to intimidate people who are coming into the line.
When the grandstanding turns aggressive and voters are blocked from the polls or threatened before they reach the ballot booth, Dr. Mata says it's time to get the attention of authorities.
If you personally feel as if you are being intimidated in a way that violates your rights, in a way that violates existing laws and statutes, that is when you might consider getting law enforcement involved.
In Tulsa, Mason Morrow, 2 Works for You.
All right, Mason, thank you. Early voting in Oklahoma opens Thursday morning at 8. Visit the election guide on our website, kjrh.com, for the full early voting schedule.